Ever found yourself in a room packed with people, all laughing, chatting, and smiling around you? Yet you feel this deep loneliness inside. Such a weird feeling, right? Not physically alone, but emotionally disconnected. This is one of the most confusing feelings a human being can experience, because loneliness is supposed to happen when no one is around. So why does it show up when everyone is there? In today's world, millions of people feel lonely every day. Not because they lack people, but because they lack connection. In this video, we will explore the hidden psychology of loneliness, why you can feel lonely even around people, how it affects your mental health, and most importantly, how to find genuine connection without changing who you are. Stay until the end, because what you're feeling has a name. You can have 1,000 friends on social media, a calendar full of events, a phone that never stops buzzing, and still feel an overwhelming sense of emptiness. This is because there are two kinds of loneliness. The first is social isolation. This is the one we all recognize. It's the physical absence of people, the quiet house, the empty chair. It's a quantifiable lack of social contact. This is the type of loneliness you feel when you are surrounded by others, yet you feel unseen, unheard, misunderstood. It's the feeling of being a ghost at your own party, present in body, but absent in spirit. This feeling arises from a lack of deep, meaningful connection. It's the gap between the number of people you know and the number of people who truly know you. Psychologically, this is a state of emotional disconnection. Your mind registers a profound difference between the social life you appear to have and the emotional nourishment you actually received. You might be laughing at a joke you don't find funny, nodding along to a conversation you don't care about, hiding your true thoughts and feelings behind a polite smile. Each of these small acts of self-betrayal widens the gap between your authentic self and the person you perform for the world. This performance creates a barrier. It prevents anyone from getting close to the real you. And when no one can see the real you feels completely, utterly alone. This is why more social events don't cure this kind of loneliness. In fact, sometimes they make it worse, because each superficial interaction can amplify the feeling of disconnection, reminding you of the depth you crave but cannot find. You leave a crowded room feeling more empty than when you entered. This is modern loneliness, an internal state of isolation that has nothing to do with being physically by yourself. It's an emotional emptiness that persists even when you are never, ever alone. We live in the most connected time in human history, yet we are lonelier than ever before. Why? The reason is a paradox. Our modern world prioritizes communication over connection. Think about it. Social media platforms are designed for performance. We curate our lives, posting only the highlights, the perfect vacation, the successful project, the happy relationship. We present a polished, idealized version of ourselves, and we consume the polished, idealized versions of others. This creates a culture of comparison, where everyone's life looks perfect from the outside. But this perfection is an illusion. It hides the messy, vulnerable, and beautifully imperfect reality of being human. When you are struggling, and all you see is the curated success of others, your brain draws a simple, painful conclusion. Something is wrong with me. I am the only one who feels this way. This digital stage encourages us to hide our struggles, for fear of being judged or seen as a failure. We learn to wear a mask of constant happiness, a mask of effortless success. And when you wear a mask, you can't truly connect. Connection requires vulnerability. It requires the courage to show your true self, flaws and all, but our society often discourages this. From a young age, we are taught to be strong, to suck it up, to not burden others with our problems. We learn that certain emotions are unacceptable. Sadness is seen as weakness. Anxiety is seen as overreacting. Doubt is seen as a lack of confidence. So, we suppress these parts of ourselves. We push them down, deep into the shadows of our psyche. When you meet with friends or family, you talk about work, the weather, the latest TV show. You keep the conversation safe. It just feels so superficial, like there's no real depth to it. You avoid the topics that truly matter to you. What are your fears? Let's chat about what really gets under your skin. Chase your dreams, no matter how wild or crazy they might seem, your secret insecurities. You do this because you fear their reaction. Will they understand? Will they judge you? Will they pull away? The risk feels too great. So you say nothing. You smile, you nod, and you pretend everything is fine. And in that moment of silence, loneliness is born. It's the loneliness of being the only person in the room who knows how you really feel. This emotional self-censorship is a survival mechanism. We do it to fit in, to be accepted, to maintain harmony. But the price of this acceptance is authenticity, and the cost of losing your authenticity is connection. You cannot feel connected to others if you are disconnected from yourself. So you sit in a circle of friends, a part of the group, but also entirely separate from it, trapped in the silence of your own mind, feeling an emotional emptiness that no amount of laughter can fill. This is the core of the modern loneliness epidemic. It's not a lack of people, it's a lack of permission to be real. How do you escape this invisible prison? How do you find connection in a world that encourages disconnection? The answer is not to find more people. The answer is to become more you. Healing from emotional loneliness is an inside job. It begins not by changing others, but by changing your relationship with yourself. Step 1 is to acknowledge the feeling without judgment. When you feel that wave of loneliness in a crowd, don't push it away. Don't shame yourself for it. This small act of self-compassion is the first step toward reconnection. You are validating your own emotional reality. Step 2 is to gently question the mask you wear. Who are you performing for? What are you afraid will happen if you take it off? Often the fears that keep us silent are illusions. We are so afraid of judgment that we preemptively abandon ourselves. But true connection is not about being liked by everyone. It's about being seen by a few. This leads to step 3. Practice selective vulnerability. You don't have to pour your heart out to everyone you meet. That would be overwhelming and unwise. Instead, choose one person, someone you trust or feel the potential for trust with, and share something small but real. Instead of saying, "I'm fine," try saying, "I've been feeling a little stressed lately," instead of nodding along. Try saying, "I'm not sure I see it that way. Can you tell me more?" This is a test, a small offering of your true self. Observe how they react. If they listen, show curiosity, or share something vulnerable in return, that is a sign of emotional safety. This is fertile ground for connection. Nurture this relationship. If they dismiss you, change the subject, or judge you, that is also valuable information. It tells you that this person may not be capable of the depth you seek. The goal is not to force connection where it doesn't belong. The goal is to find where it can naturally grow. This process is slow. It requires courage and patience. You may face rejection. You may feel awkward at first, but with each small act of authenticity, you build the muscle of vulnerability. You begin to close the gap between who you are and who you allow yourself to be. You start to attract people who are drawn to your real self, not your performance. And one day you will find yourself in a room full of people, and you will share a thought, a fear, a strange little truth about yourself. And someone will look at you, and with their eyes they will say, "Me too." In that moment, the feeling of loneliness will evaporate, not because the room is full, but because for the first time, you are full of your own truth. And you are not alone in it. This is connection, and it is worth every bit of the risk. Because what you are feeling is the beginning of your journey home to yourself. Have you ever been surrounded by friends, at a party, a dinner, a gathering, yet deep down you felt a profound sense of emptiness? Not the emptiness of being alone, but the emptiness of feeling disconnected. This is one of the most paradoxical experiences of the human condition. Because social isolation is what we think of when we hear the word lonely. So why does the feeling surface when you're in a crowd? In our hyper-connected world, millions feel a deep sense of emotional loneliness every day. Not for a lack of social contact, but for a lack of genuine connection. In this video, we will delve into the psychology of loneliness, why feeling lonely around people has become a modern epidemic, how it impacts your mental health, and most importantly, how to overcome this feeling of being disconnected without shutting yourself off from the world. Stay until the end, because that feeling of emotional emptiness has a name. Feeling lonely is not about the number of people around you. Feeling lonely is about the absence of meaningful connection. You can be in a room filled with familiar faces, family, colleagues, friends, yet feel completely invisible, unheard, and profoundly misunderstood. From a psychological perspective, this loneliness is the chasm between your authentic self and the self you present to the world. When you feel you have to hide your true feelings, your anxieties, or your real opinions to be accepted, your mind interprets this social environment as emotionally unsafe. And when your mind feels unsafe, it creates a feeling of disconnection as a defense mechanism. This is why social isolation and emotional loneliness are two different things. You can cure social isolation by meeting more people, but you can only cure emotional loneliness through deeper, more authentic connection. This modern loneliness is a quiet ache, a silent struggle, and it is far more widespread than we admit. We live in an era of unprecedented digital connection. We have hundreds of friends online, endless feeds to scroll through, and the ability to contact anyone, anywhere, at any time. Yet, we are lonelier than ever before. This is because modern society prioritizes performance over presence. We are taught to curate our lives, to present a polished, successful, and happy version of ourselves. On social media, at work, even among friends, this pressure to perform creates an environment of conditional acceptance. We learn that our messy, imperfect, and vulnerable selves are not welcome, that we must edit our reality to fit in. This constant performance is exhausting. It forces us to wear a mask. And when you wear a mask, you might receive applause, likes, and validation. But it's the mask that is being seen, not you. This creates a deep and painful feeling of being disconnected. You are physically present, but emotionally absent. You are surrounded, but unseen. This lack of authentic connection is a major contributor to poor mental health. It's not just a fleeting bad mood, it's a chronic state of emotional emptiness. The psychology of loneliness shows that this feeling, over time, can lead to anxiety, depression, and a complete withdrawal from social life, ironically creating the very social isolation we initially sought to avoid. So, How do you escape this cycle of feeling lonely even around people? The answer is not to seek more friends, it's to cultivate more authenticity. It starts with small, intentional acts of vulnerability. First, practice with yourself. Acknowledge your own feelings without judgment. Allow yourself to feel sad, anxious, or uncertain. Write it down. Say it out loud to yourself. You cannot connect with others if you are disconnected from yourself. Second, test the waters with one trusted person, a close friend, a family member, a therapist. Share something real. Not a complaint, but a genuine feeling. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately, or I'm feeling a little disconnected today. You are not asking them to solve it. You are asking them to see you. This is how true connection is built. Not on shared interests, but on shared humanity. It will feel risky. Your brain will tell you it's unsafe, but every time you share your authentic self and are met with acceptance, you are rewiring your brain. You are teaching it that it is safe to be you. You will not connect with everyone, and that is okay. The goal is not to be liked by everyone. The goal is to be seen by a few, because one single authentic connection is more powerful than a room full of acquaintances. It is the antidote to modern loneliness. It is the cure for that feeling of emotional emptiness. What you are feeling is not a personal failure. It is a human need. The need to be seen, the need to be known, the need to be you.